Hey everybody! Let's go ahead and have this tick a bit faster while I talk. So, welcome back to Terra and Invicta. I did switch this up with, I think, Digimon Survive. That'll be tomorrow, just because I have more control over when this stream ends than appropriate story beat for Digimon. So, it's been about, I think, an in-game year since last stream. As for what's been happening, biggest problem, servants got control of America, so they've been declaring war on smaller countries and installing themselves. Clearly not very effectively, because the Protectorate moved right back into Malaysia. Meanwhile, India has gotten that 6th control point, so it's growing. I don't want it to grow much faster because I'm already testing my CP cap, but it's prospering. It's going well. And I actually fixed a mistake I made back in the beginning of this game, as while I did take control of Kazakhstan, I kept it in the Eurasian Union, the federation headed by Russia, which meant a very large percentage of its boost income wasn't going to me. It was going to the Eurasian Union and then divided evenly among its partners. So I had Kazakhstan leave and finally got a good boost, and that helped me set up a few more bases on Mars, which are still getting mined, so our space income is still kind of iffy, but that's still getting established. And we being the people of the world, researched mission to the asteroid belt, so now I'm sending out a few probes to some neat looking asteroids. I did already send one to Eros. Turns out it's got almost nothing there, just some metal, so no thank you. Also, to the curious, yes, I am slightly out of breath. I did some exercise on the stairs before the stream. Always important to get in at least some workout each day. So, I think the final development is I'm keeping track of an alien down here in the south of Africa. Problem is, because of Magnesium's paranoid trait, I can't send them down there to go kill the alien. They're afraid of all these countries because they're all really unstable. So I was hoping for like the past 3 months in game that this alien would go do a mission somewhere where there wasn't so much unrest. It's I think it decided it liked the south of Africa and it's probably set up a vacation home. I know there's at least one more alien bumping about the world, but I have no clue where it is. So for now, I'm just keeping Terra.
You'll be ready for new orders soon.
Yeah, good for you. Keeping Terra on that alien's trail. Sorry, I had to sneeze. So that's about all that's going on. I'm trying to make more inroads into China, as the Protectorate's already beat me to that first CP, which is problematic. If I can't get China, I might start usurping the Protectorate's control of Taiwan, just to kind of play out a larger strategy. But for now, India's our focus, and that's the update. All right, our next base on Mars is starting. Oh, and I also need names. I've got 2 more bases out there about to mine stuff for me. So I need new names for John Base, or Jan Base, that's an A, and Slayton Base. Which, feel free, you can pitch to me throughout the stream. If I see one I like from a subscriber, I'll put it up. Time to hire an assassin. Magnesium was supposed to be our assassin. That's why I pumped up the espionage. But sadly, that paranoid's a double-edged sword. Ooh, Lightstar Orbital, that's a good one. Also, there's this. But how much more am I going to invest in someone who can't go to every country to get it? Because if...
Acknowledged.
Maybe I'll give you this faction. There you go. Yikes. Well, look at that security. 18. No wonder it's hard to kill. Well, I've been trying to get... I've actually built up quite a lot of ops just trying to follow this thing around. So let's have a Hail Mary turn. Let's go for that 3%.
They won't see me
But
coming.
just to make sure Terra doesn't bite the bucket.
Acknowledged.
Reporting in.
Ooh,
At
that's
your
not
service.
good. Magnesium's the only person that can protect.
Standing
and they won't
by
go to
for
that
orders.
country.
Where to?
And then we have Bobido, who was arrested for trying to steal shit. Because I gave him a criminal trait so I could start getting some cartels in here. That did not go well, because someone from his past decided to catch up to him, make him steal something, and he effed that job up badly. Alright, alright. At least one more turn of this.
Ready for my mission.
Just keep following that guy around.
Tracking target.
Reporting in.
You... Things are going relatively okay. Why don't you go for another public campaign?
I will try to sway the public.
Reporting in.
Tracking failed.
Well, fortunately, even if you fail, you still follow the guy, so...
We're winning their
if
hearts
he
and
moves,
minds.
we'll know about it. Well, that's a bit more disappointing.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
See, that's what I was hoping you'd do. In fact, why don't you just keep doing that, Van Planet? You think the initiative would want to kind of make sure their countries aren't about to overthrow them, but apparently not. Keep trying to make China like us. Go ahead, we'll go for broke. No, I said, There.
I will try to sway the public.
Where do you need me? Eyes on target.
Standing by for order. We must persuade the people.
No, actually.
Securing our control.
Surveillance
Oh, good.
complete.
He moved to another part of South Africa.
We've moved the needle.
Oh, okay.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
Something
Our
happened.
cause is unjustified to
There must have been a coup. The unrest is still too high.
We'll be ready for new orders soon.
Good. And now they're declaring war on free... Oh, okay, hold on. This must be an alien. If this just popped up, then that's an alien. Okay, then we might just switch gears here. Yeah, I know about the one in Cape Town. That's the one I've been trying to get at. Alright. Vamp Planet.
Acknowledged.
Change of plans. Investigate this guy. Nice.
Eyes on target.
You
Ready.
keep investigating this guy in case for some reason he goes someplace
We'll
accessible.
see what they're up to.
What's the op?
You do some campaigning.
Making our case.
You
Ready to go. Making our case.
I don't want this control point Sri Lanka better protected.
We've got some intel on our target.
There we go. Ooh, this one's got a helmet.
Person of interest surveilled.
Carrying out with the test will provide India with substantial data regarding the performance of its surface-to-orbit vehicles and help to improve its ballistic missile. Oh, I definitely need this. It pisses China off, but it adds to the mil tech of India, which I think I need to get to
Public
Information
opinion
age.
is moving in our direction.
Public opinion is moving
Okay,
in our
perfect. That's
direction.
exactly what I
The
needed.
people will come to our
So I'm
side.
sure our GDP is going to take a hit when China responds. Jeez, everybody's declaring war on everybody. Why can't we just have peace? Really? The US is at war with New Zealand? What did New Zealand ever do? So this is how, you know, a faction like the Servants getting control of America can really F up your game. The only reason I haven't been attacked is probably because I'm in control of some country with nukes. The AI seems to do at least some minimal risk assessment. If your country has nukes, or at least is allied with a country that has nukes, they don't F with you. At least not as often. So that's why whenever I take over a new country, I make it friends with India. Even though I can only fire off a nuke twice, the United States can do it 28 times. Yes, the US is desperate to grab Hobbiton. Alright, so we're going to keep investigating both of these. Or maybe I don't want to completely switch gears and lose
Tracking
track of the other
target.
one.
At
Though
your
it seems to
service.
really like hanging out down here.
Investigating target.
Ready. We'll make things safe.
Ready. We must persuade the people.
Yeah, some of these are good, but not exactly good for building out a... Like, this would be good for us, but it shouldn't go on magnesium. It should go on someone else, and no one has the extra room. But I will keep pumping your administration when I can. Because that helps me out in a few ways.
At your service.
Your orders.
Well, I'm surprised the initiative
our
started the
interests.
war. The fact that it seems the initiative and the servants are teaming up in their wars is disconcerting.
Fail.
I'm not sure what they have in common.
I have new information.
Like, everyone thinks the initiative are all money grubbers, and they typically don't like them, at least within the story. And it doesn't look like they're
people
actually
that come to our
allies.
side.
They're still rivals, yet they're
Public
declaring
opinion
war on the
remains on
same
the move.
countries. Oh, really? Eh. Now the U.S. is going back into Nicaragua. Oh boy, it's the Cold War all over again. And they conquered Finland. Wait a minute. Did they? What did they do to Finland that it ended up with? Oh no! They amalgamated into the EU. That's disconcerting. So yeah, the servants are now using the US as a bludgeoning tool to get countries into the EU without having to federate them. That's problematic. Because the servants are in control of the EU. Man, this is all going to pot. For some reason, the resistance wants to have places in Africa. Brazil, I think, is their strongest country now. Yeah, what the heck is going on here? Oh, and they're over their CP cap. Everyone is. How the heck are they still getting... Wait, no, they're not that far over. That's probably why. Yeah, they're all just kind of hedging it. The servants are the worst. You know, they're still making mountains of influence. But so far, everyone still is okay with me. So... I feel safe. For now. Okay, still can't kill this alien. Alright, 5% chance. I'd like for us to have at least a +5 to that.
Standing by.
So can you please succeed on some investigations?
Surveilling target.
Standing by
Okay,
for
you know what?
orders.
I'm gonna regret it, but I'm gonna let that one go since it seems to just love sticking around in South Africa.
Surveilling target.
I want to
Ready
make some
for my
progress on
mission.
killing one of these guys tonight. I don't want to blow all my ops on this, so you're gonna have to do it with just.
We'll
60.
turn down the heat.
Where do you need me? I will try to sway the public.
Oh shit. No. Do this instead. I need to make sure that. Wait, what did I lose defense on? That's fine. Oh, Singapore.
Making things safe for our people.
We will not obstruct your excellence as much as we might disapprove.
That's not the same wording you gave me last time. Okay, this is a trade. You want nuclear freighters. And my... Ooh, you're not getting that, but what are you... You're... Okay. Nope, nope, nope. Yeah, clear. We're not doing that. How about a non-aggression pact and... Ooh, actually, I could use one of these. If more of my councils are capable of protecting, then I can investigate more aliens at once. Alright, how about that and that in exchange for oodles of influence? I'll give you a 300. Really? Would all of my influence do it? Okay, so you've agreed that influence is enough, just not as much as I've offered. 780? Round that off? Okay, well, I'd like keeping it a round number. I'd rather not give you too much boost, but how about 18? Fair enough. Complete. Okay, your security is pretty bad. You already have the mission, so be you. You're topped out. Alright, planet, there you go.
Securing our control.
Surveillance complete.
His loyalty's 25. Don't even bother.
We've got some intel on our target.
Okay, so that's 2 missions on him.
We've moved the needle.
Violence is abating.
Now they're back in Latin America. Ah, probe has arrived at Fort Vesta. And not bad, but not all that impressive. My metal income is already pretty good, so I don't see a reason to go there for that. Yeah, I'm probably just gonna let this sit here for a while. I need to get as many resources with as few colonies as possible. Alright, so now that we've done some research on this guy...
Ready for orders.
Where
Can
to?
Magnesium come in and kill them? Hey, 18%!
Taking them down.
Bad, but not terrible.
Standing by. We'll make our appeal.
Alright, then
Boarding
you...
in.
Protect Magnesium.
I'll keep them safe.
You...
Standing by.
Go bomb some xenoforming.
Heading to the LC.
Alright, fingers crossed, everybody. Can we get a
Prepping
murder?
for mission.
Oh, Trivia Loves, thank you for the gift subs.
Defending the VIP.
Alright, permanent assignment. Don't want to accidentally send you somewhere and let Magnesium die.
They got away.
Damn. I can only do that about 2 more times with max ops.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
Well, the max ops I
Public
have now.
opinion is moving in our direction.
Almost 50% in China. That has to mean something good. And a mine. Now we have all positive income. Hooray.
Score 1 for the good guys.
I'm pretty sure that is a good point about orgs. If I take some orgs away, its security might lower. But apparently I have not done enough quest. I guess Terra's gonna have to go back and do some investigation. Because I don't know what orgs it has, if any. Oh, did you hit your 22-month anniversary? Congrats. Yeah, Magnesium, you're up here and not doing a good job. I need you to kill this alien.
Tracking target.
Acknowledged.
Alright, do I want to go? I have plenty of influence to blow. Just not sure if it's worth it. Especially since I'm already fighting for control alongside the Protectorate.
We'll bring this nation to our side.
Reporting in.
Oh no, not Kolkata.
Going in
I do
hot.
not want them to, I do not want Xenoformia to get a foothold in India. That's my backyard.
I will report when my mission is
On guard.
the target is
Hey! It just took a little bit of encouragement for Magnesium to actually be here. You've killed an alien. Few among us would ever have believed this day would come, not only inarguable proof of life from another world, but the successful retrieval of an intact alien body, ours to study at our leisure. Returning it to our labs has been a challenge, however. Its cellular structure began to deteriorate at an alarming rate, which we believe to be due to some sort of genetically programmed failsafe, presumably to prevent this race's enemies from learning more about them. Fortunately, we were well equipped enough to quickly transfer the corpse into cryogenic storage, at which point only its outermost extremities had succumbed to necrosis. More problematically, the pathologist tasked with initial assessment of the body quickly fell into an inexplicable stupor. The effect dissipated within a few hours and did not repeat. A full postmortem may now begin. The mission was a success. Though some casualties were sustained, fortunately no essential personnel were harmed. Our scientists are absolutely fascinated at the prospect of examining a species that has evolved outside of Earth. Not only that, but a sapient, and in all likelihood more advanced one. This has the potential to absolutely revolutionize our understanding of biology, just as the alien technology will revolutionize our understanding of physics. A lively competition is underway as to which of our teams should be allowed to name the new species. Various taxonomies have been proposed, though in the meantime our Let's Educate personnel have apparently begun to refer to the alien species as hydras, after the mythical creature. In any case, we should begin our autopsy immediately. Our newly renamed Xenobiology Division is standing by to conduct the autopsy. Every biologist in our group wants to be present at the procedure. We may need a bigger lab.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
And there's the project. Let's see. Shouldn't be too much of a priority. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to wait for these to finish, and then I'll just make it one of the next projects. And the United States has declared war on Chile. Oh dear. They're just trying to cleanse most of South America at this rate. What's annoying is that they take it over and then just abandon it. Just because they don't like who's there already.
Falling back.
Oh, well, that's a disappointing. Uh-oh. Strange incidents are being reported off the shores of Kolkata. An eerie glow can be seen shimmering on the horizon at night. Experienced fishermen are vanishing without a trace. Others return having caught creatures that defy any known marine taxonomy. Even massive cargo ships have been found taking on water through holes torn out of their hulls. Superstitions are running high, and so are insurance premiums. Both threaten to dry up the local economy. Send out the Coast Guard, I guess. We don't have much else. Yeah, we don't have an actual navy. The presence of the Coast Guard reassures the locals that everything is fine. Some remain wary, but life goes on regardless. Okay, well, if that had gone poorly, a giant alien monster would be attacking India. Okay, now this is actually pretty good. It's a lot of metal. I'm gonna go ahead and found an outpost out here. Whoop! Very quick rotation.
We were unable to establish control.
That's disappointing, but not exactly unexpected. Alright.
Restoring order.
Sand planet, you don't have to protect
Reporting in.
magnesium anymore.
Where do you need me?
Why don't you go make sure we stay popular
We'll
in
make our
Japan.
appeal.
Acknowledged.
Go back to the Ivory Coast and see if you can't get rid of the
Gear up.
xenoflying.
Ready for my mission.
And you keep making sure China likes us, even if they won't accept our
Make
control.
our case.
Well, maybe I should start switching gears to Taiwan. Not sure.
We've moved the needle.
Really?
We hold no sway in their minds.
Things are cooling off.
See, why can't you be like magnesium?
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
Even that's helpful. Though I should probably have some of you take the ground, as the icons next to their portraits here tell you when
By the numbers.
if a faction has identified them. It doesn't let you know if they're still being viewed. But if you can see an icon here, that probably means the faction has at least found the counselor at least once. So you probably want to give them a go-to-ground mission to clear the board and go back into hiding. The problem is that just means they're not doing anything for a turn. Sadly, the aliens are pre-named. If you want to call them scum, feel free to call them scum, but I can't put that into the game file unless I edit a text document, which I don't feel like doing, because I don't want the game to be broken. Okay, you know what? How hard is it to crack down on something in
Your orders?
Taiwan? Ooh, pretty hard. Ah, had to sneeze again.
Taking it to them.
Ready to go.
Where to?
Yeah, you know what? I think now's a good time to... see? Killing one of them got them kind of mad. My colonies are not safe. I wonder if they will respond. Okay, I need more of India on my side.
I
Keep
will
working
tell
on
our
this.
story.
Standing by for order. We'll make our appeal.
Alright, good. Now you can work on hydrobiology. And let's go ahead and make that the priority here. We can tone this down. Oh, that just loses. Yeah, go ahead. Alright. Now we got a little base economy going here.
If we are to contemplate founding human society on another world, it is imperative that we learn from our past mistakes. It is a chance to start afresh with fairness and equality, the very bedrock of how we live. Commissioner Kiran Banerjee, speech at the International Peace Conference.
Our solar system is a treasure trove of resources that will help us become a spacefaring race. We are become the spacefaring race we are surely destined to be. This does not remove the need for human ingenuity, of course. So it is to a further evolution of electrostatic propulsion systems that we now look as we seek to explore the farthest corners of the solar system and perhaps beyond. This new thruster concept is based on our existing electrostatic drives, but employs far stronger fields in combination with a lighter ionized propellant. The latter can be accelerated faster and to significantly greater maximum velocities, while the strengthened fields also have a smaller footprint, allowing for more compact drive design. Ships equipped with these new thrusters will comfortably exceed the current limitations of space travel. This is what I want right here, the grid drive. This is a pretty good early game tech for getting ships that can travel pretty much anywhere in the solar system with a good speed, relatively speaking. In combat, they will move in a straight line, and you will like it. But when moving on the strategic layer, they can get places. Let's see. I do not want mission to Jupiter. Not yet. I do not have the backing I need. I also don't think I want to put much effort into domestic solutions. Yeah, because some of these tech help you create like super states, but I feel like the servants are going to be able to exploit that better than I. So I think, let's see, what do I want here? This would be pretty good, but maybe I should also just go for... Yeah, I'm gonna want space agriculture sooner rather than later because it will help me not lose too much water and volatiles to supplying my colonies. So we're gonna go with that. Though it seems like the servants are already gonna get their unity movement. Oh boy. I mean, the goal is to get off Earth, but we need to make sure we have a good power base while we establish ourselves. If we lose all of our support, if all of our countries get amalgamated now into other countries, then we're effed up the A. We need strong countries that will be willing to sponsor our space program.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
Good, good.
We are winning their hearts and minds.
You just keep doing that. Alright, there's grid drive. That wins
The LC is secure.
Together, we're stronger. Apart, we're weaker, yeah? Sounds great on paper, love. But the trouble is, there's always some bloke with a loud voice who wants to keep us apart, and a whole lot of someone else's bankrolling him. Commander Fiona Ayawade, personal correspondence.
Historically, people are defined by national and geographical borders. Recent decades, however, have seen political and cultural movements that span countries and continents alike, as computers and smartphones rendered possible instant communication with anyone, anywhere, and made physical location increasingly irrelevant. By beginning the long process of organizing like-minded states into new alliances and even collectives, the peoples of the world will be better able to endure the seismic changes caused by both the alien arrival and humanity's rapid technological evolution. This will require a new approach to democracy, and in some cases, the overthrow of unsympathetic local leaders. The disruption that will be unthinkable, but there is potential for even greater world unity in its wake. So all of these projects down here are projects that like give specific countries claims on other countries. For example, let's see here. Europe Ascendant. The EU gets more claims, I think on Turkey mainly, but I also get claims on parts of Russia, which means if you still have the capital in Moscow, you could have the EU take over almost all of Eurasia. Well, all of Europe, including Russia, which takes over the northern portion of Asia.
Ready for my mission.
Oh, hello. That may be helpful. Your investigation's kind of mad, though. I don't know if I want to invest in it. Maybe it's better to give this to someone else. Well, for now, I can't, so why don't you just hold on to it?
Making our case.
Ready for orders. Taking it to them.
All right. You see, and now that I have some space resources in the pool, I don't have to spend a boost to build something. This still takes a while because there's no base nearby to build stuff, so a lot of this is still shipped in. But now I don't have to spend that precious boost resource and save it. Though now you'll notice also that because this is an asteroid and further from the sun, it doesn't get as much power. We get 10 if we build one of these in Earth or on Earth or the Moon. Here it's worth only 2 power, so I'm going to start using fission piles, which means my fissile income is going to start being reduced, but all my bases will be properly powered. Alright, perfect. So while that's done, do grid drive. Let's see, that'll be done in May. Okay, I'm going to leave that as is. I was hoping to get this a bit faster, but... both these will get done in June. Okay, let's leave that as is. Are we limited on how many councils we can have at a time? Yes, you can only have, starting when you start the game, 4. When you get clandestine cell research, 5. Then you get 1 more. These other 2 are actually turned counselors, so they can give you information about what other factions are doing, but aside from maybe sabotaging their own missions, they don't do anything for you. So at most, you can have 6. Let's see here. Why are you panicking? What is the democracy value in India right now? It's not it's not the highest, but it's pretty good. And a higher democracy value helps out your research. So let's we'll apply a little force. I'm not happy about it, but I'm gonna.
The people will come to our side.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
Oh, I do not want. So I do not want texts that break up India or Pakistan because I want to unite them into Greater India. Now, if I had something that would say break up America or break up the EU, that's what I want because I do not want the Servants to have this much power.
Target destroyed.
Mission is a no-go.
Oh, I sent them both to get the same alien flora. Damn, what a waste. Alright, you know what? I think this is a good turn for everyone to just go to ground. I want to hit the reset button on everyone's detection.
Initiating deep cover.
I'm here.
You go to Hokkaido.
Going off the grid.
Enjoy the winter.
I'm here. Going into hiding.
Where do you need me?
I think some people have been revealed since we initially announced ourselves to the world 4 years ago.
Evading pursuit.
Going silent.
Evading pursuit.
Going off the grid.
Going into hiding.
Ah, yeah, see? European Union gets claims on Istanbul, Ankara, Diyarbakir, Yerevan. Where is Yerevan? Because here's Minsk. You already had claims on Ukraine. Is it over here somewhere? Nope, it's Armenia. So yeah, now so the EU originally went about as far as here, but now it has claims on everything up to the Russian border. And there's one more tech that gives it a claim on Moscow. If these, I don't think the servants are too motivated to research that since they don't have a lot of stuff here. But if they get that tech, then it's a problem. And the United States has declared war on Tunisia. Okay, we have to do something about the servants' control of the U.S. I can't do much, but maybe I can make it. Maybe I can make it unstable. Send in somebody to make some fake news by Twitter. Who knows? Probe right. Ceres is a good way station in the asteroid belt. Not only do you get 4 sites, it's almost guaranteed to be a great place to get water. However, the water income is actually kind of low. I wonder if that's been adjusted. Go ahead and set up one base here. Least amount of water, but it's the greatest balance of the forces. Armstrong base. Hey, I like it. Build that. And that. Okay, and you see the aliens have calmed down. So killing one of them on Earth is, eh. They don't like it, but as long as you're not otherwise a threat, they'll let it go. They're okay with taking losses. Alright, now that everyone's reset their detection, I want to start fighting for China again. Oh, jeez. Oh, because you're not Bob.
At your service.
Bob has greater odds, slightly.
We'll be running this place in no time.
What's
Okay.
the op?
Terra?
Ready for my mission.
That's the other alien, or at least it's either a new one or the same one that finally moved out of Africa. Either way,
Initiating surveillance.
I want to kind of kill it. I want everyone to research it, so if you all succeed, then we're able
Initiating
to immediately
surveillance.
try to kill it.
Ready for orders.
You need to secure India.
Securing our interests.
Ready. We'll see what they're up to.
I'm not nuking China to kill one alien.
Making things safe
That's
for
an
our people.
exchange that nobody wins. Now, if it was still in
I
South
have more
America,
information.
maybe, but it's not anymore.
Nothing unusual found.
Person of interest surveilled.
Alright, so that's 2. The Albion Fund and the Sapphire Foundation. So it doesn't have any organization that's boosting its security. It's already just quite high. So I cannot make it any easier to kill than I can right now. Than it is right now. Breakup of Indonesia. Not too bad of a thing. Indonesia is actually one of my favorite countries to kind of grab because you can, it's kind of okay when it comes to its GDP and democracy value, but great for having a lot of regions to place mission control on, and because it's on the equator, you can get efficient boost income too. Now Ireland's fighting New Zealand. Jeez, New Zealand, what did you do? What did you do? Ugh, you're already being invaded by the US. You poor thing. And now the EU is involved. And the European Union is growing. I'm glad they haven't kicked the initiative out of Germany, or else they would have gobbled that up too.
We still lack support.
I'm not disappointed, Bob. The odds are against you, but at the same time, I really wish you'd come through for me! Alright, you investigate
Headed there
that.
now.
You
Standing by.
protect magnesium.
I'll keep them safe.
Magnesium.
What's the op?
Kill this bitch.
They won't see me coming.
They won't
Ready
see
to
you
go.
coming. They'll see a magnesium hitting them
Make
with a
more
wrench.
case.
Your orders?
Not the best cadence there, but you get what I mean.
Making our case.
Yeah, I know China has an open control point. I've been trying to get it. So hard.
Defending the VIP.
Missed the target.
Ugh. Just 11 points away.
Public opinion remains unmoved.
Public
making them
sentiment
hate us.
is increasingly with us.
Oh boy. I already don't like where this game is going, guys. I already know there's an alien there. I already found it.
Here's what we found.
We must persuade the people.
Where to?
It's just doing all the so the
Reporting
problem
in.
so here's an issue. Though I think the servants may not be able to handle the load. Well, they're back below their cap. If the alien is doing an abduction mission, that's making it easier for it to take control of empty control points. So what we may end up seeing if I let this guy run wild in China is that servant control points are just going to keep popping up like it's nobody's business. And a world where the U.S. and China are controlled by the servants is a game I don't know if I can win. Because even though they don't have a direct beef against me, though actually killing that alien probably pissed them off. It did. Not too surprising. Oh, it pissed off the Protectorate too. So yeah, now I'm already having issues. So the fact that we're in conflict means they're not directly acting against me, but if I'm in their way, they're going to go on the offensive. If they're at war, they will try to kill my counselors and invade my countries. So killing that alien did not improve relations over here, which is not honestly surprising. All right, but we're gonna do it again.
I have them in my sights.
Ready for your orders.
Because I'm definitely not gonna let China
I will
fall
try
to the
to sway
servants.
the public.
I already failed the U.S. I'm not gonna fail it again.
On guard.
All right, here we
Mission
go.
in
22%.
progress.
Oh no, not even close.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
We've moved the needle.
But I can afford it. South Korea? Why? What do you got against Upper Guinea? That's Middle Guinea. I think Upper Guinea is over here. No, not even close. That's... Is this it? No. There we go. Has the Ivory Coast in the middle, so I was confused. Because that's not the middle. That's the middle.
We found something.
Alright,
Ready to go.
Can anyone other than the two I have trying to kill the alien take care of this? I do not like it growing next
Acknowledged.
to my countries.
Ready for orders.
Your orders?
That's a no.
Ready.
Okay, then you're protecting magnesium now.
Defending the VIP.
You're gonna go burn
Where
this
do you
down.
need me?
Your orders.
Not you.
I'm here. We're going in.
At your service.
Oh, and I'm running out of ops too, which means these odds are just gonna go down.
Tracking targets.
Wait, no, what? Who are you trying to kill? That's not the person. Don't kill that Humanity First guy. I don't want them mad at me.
Taking them down.
The odds being high was the first hint. Yep, he's still just jumping around China, abducting people like a jerk.
I'll keep them safe.
The first run I did was with the initiative, but the problem is I didn't quite know what to do, so it ended up getting all the way to 2060, and the solar system's just a mess. I don't think I can salvage that game.
Missed my chance.
It's just that I'm hitting diminishing returns here. I don't have enough ops to keep trying. At least try with a good chance of success.
The people will come to our side.
The people will come to our side.
Now Germany's involved. Guys,
Target secure.
it's not a good look for you to be doing this in Africa. It really isn't. I don't care what the servants are telling you to do. It's not a good look. Someone get Germany's PR guy in here and tell them what's up.
They won't see me coming.
Ready.
Damn it. Playing Persona 5 the same week is really messing with my head here.
We must persuade the people.
Ready to go.
Okay, that's pretty low odds. Yeah, focus on Singapore.
I will try to sway the public.
What's the op?
defending the VIP.
But how about the
Lay
VIP?
the groundwork.
Damn. Magnesium, get back in here and convince yourself to kill this
Things
alien.
are cooling off.
I need this guy dead before the servants get control of China.
Our case remains unheard.
Except for Turkey. Turkey gets a brand new turkey. And that turkey decides to invade Upper Guinea. Ah, see, I ran out of ops. Now I can't protect India from a hurricane. Alright, I give up. Yeah, the best I'm getting is 17% out of this. That's not enough.
Going in hot.
What's the op?
Ready for my mission. Securing our control.
Acknowledged. Lending my expertise.
Standing by. We'll make our appeal.
Probe arrives at 361. Bononia. Bonono! Alright, that's not a lot. We'll leave that as is.
Making things safe for our people.
Offering counsel.
I'm thinking I'm gonna start changing gears towards Taiwan.
Order is returning.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
Oh great, a solar flare. A massive quantity of charged particles and electromagnetic radiation is passing through the solar system, disrupting communications all over Earth and posing a significant hazard to spacecraft and astronauts. While the flare itself should pass within days, restoring communications with our space-based assets will take significantly longer. If you do not have enough boost or the right tech, this sucks. Because usually it happens early on in the game when you don't have a lot of mission control. So it will cut your mission control in half for half a year. For me, that's fine, but this would get cut all the way down to, I think, 14 or 15. No, it wouldn't be 15 or else it's 30. So actually, it might cut it down to 13. So I'll be fine. I can't build anything else in space until that resolves, though. Fortunately, since I freed up Kazakhstan and I have been investing in a lot of boost in Singapore, I can click, let's see. This one minimizes the damage, but still does some. But this one is just pay 100 boost to negate this event, which with 250, yeah, I'm
Unable to destroy
not dealing with that
target.
shit. However, I don't think many of the other factions were so lucky, so how did they handle it? Let's find out. Okay, the academy's good, the initiative's good. Well, this is disappointing. I at least expected some of you to not be able to afford this. Maybe everyone was properly investing in mission control.
Securing our control.
Ready to go. We'll make things safe.
Acknowledged.
Ready. Bringing them on board.
Standing by. Initiating recon.
I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna check again to see if I can't do anything for China. Because I'm getting my CP cap is getting higher, which means I can start to actually stomach a few more control points here. And while it's not integral to my strategy to have control of China, it would be helpful to have two superpowers here to help. Well, I mean, with that much money, I'd consider India a major power at least. And I haven't even, like, I've firmly taken the
Initiating
foot off the
surveillance.
gas in India and put it all into knowledge and military, so I can get better armies and make the country smarter. That way, my research starts to go up. In fact, how is my research in
Protecting our
comparison
interests.
to everyone else? Let's see. I have 1.1k. So really only the Protectorate is catching up with me, and I'm pretty sure that's because they have high education countries. Really? I mean, you have a few, but not as much as I would think. It's definitely not Sweden giving you that. The Slavic Commonwealth. I think they've added a few more, like, smaller
Violence
great
is abating.
nations. Because it used to be that when you get this far, the only one you can really make is the West African Coalition and enlarge Europe or Russia. But the Nordic and Slavic Commonwealths feel new to me. I may have just not picked them up in other games.
Violence is abating.
Oh, they did create a bunch more? That makes sense, honestly. Because it feels like, at the moment, the meta is take control of the United States and you're set. Because nothing compares, and the US just is pretty good at everything it puts its mind to. The only thing you lose out on is a large population to mold as you see fit. But once you have control of the US, you can pretty easily get control of India or China, as long as you can manage the CP load. Like the first game I won was a resistance game where I had gotten control of the US and then a little bit later got control of China, and then nothing opposed me on Earth. I was just dealing with mop-up operations across the solar system into the 2050s, because I still didn't know how to keep the aliens from building up a big fleet.
We were unable to establish control.
I just need my foot in the door. If I can just get one CP, it's easier to get the rest of them. Especially the one with the media, which is it the one no, they didn't even get that one. Media would be, oh, I don't think China has one. I think it's like oligarchs or party. Anyway. So not actually a lot of xenoforming, just abductions. Interesting.
Securing our interests.
Your orders?
Well, I have the influence to spare and a lot of people like me, so we're just gonna keep doing this until something
Establishing
happens.
control.
We killed an alien on 18%. We're gonna get our foot into China with 15.
I will tell our story.
At your service. We'll restore peace to this nation.
And the Caliphate. The Caliphate is, I think, one of the unions that if you do it just right, you can make it take over a good portion of Eurasia and Africa. Because the thing about unions is that if you have a claim on a region that's the capital of another country, that whole country will join you. So, for example, there is a tech down the line called the Pacific Defense League, which gives Japan a ability to unify with a bunch of Pacific islands, like from Japan stretching down to, I think, the Philippines and some Pacific states. Essentially, it's story-wise, it's like a bulwark against China. But there's also a tech that gives Taiwan the ability to take over China. So, but the capital will stay in Taipei, the island. So if you take control of Japan and have the Pacific Defense League, you can unify with Taiwan, or at that point, the Republic of China, and have all of China be in the Pacific Defense League. So if you do that just right, like there's one where Perrin made Super India, and essentially gave India a claim all the way from western Pakistan to Manchuria and down into Australia.
Securing our control.
Just by unifying the countries at the right time.
order is returning.
Things are
And
stabilizing.
I'm not sure how much longer I want to stomach the humanity
Public
first having
sentiment
this
is
control
increasingly
point.
with us.
It's not ruining anything, and if I kick them out, they get mad at me. But I would just like to have full control of all the income here. Plus, it's getting to the point where I should probably think about building
We failed
some
to take control.
spaceships. Our pre-autopsy assessment reveals that, as expected, the aliens are carbon-based and breathe oxygen, like ourselves. Their ability to exist without protection on Earth makes it highly likely that the atmospheric composition on their homeworld is highly similar to our own. Or, unexpected, is that the prevailing inverted knees analytical theory is incorrect. What we are seeing is not the knee, but the ankle. Thus, their leg anatomy is akin to that of a horse or dog. Since this type of structure is better suited to speed than climbing, it is highly likely these aliens evolved on flatter terrain and perhaps were once prey for another species. The autopsy itself has yielded invaluable detail on the aliens' physiology, specifically how they are capable of feats and abilities impossible for any species on Earth. We have completed the hydrobiology research. The alien corpus has provided us with a treasure trove of information. It is carbon-based, oxygen-breathing, and stands approximately 220 centimeters tall, with knees located on the upper halves of its legs in a pattern similar to an Earth canid. Cooling is provided by a sublimating sweat mechanism. Internally, a striking feature is that the nervous and circulatory systems are combined. There are 3 heart nerves clusters, one in the head, proximal to the topmost vertebra, and 2 in the abdomen, at the right hypochondrium and the left iliac region. This redundant system means that barring catastrophic damage to multiple heart nerve clusters, an alien can regenerate most, if not all, functionality. Though the loss of one cluster is likely to impede higher cognitive function, an alien with 2 working clusters should still be capable of basic to intermediate tasks. The alien regenerative capability appears to prevent any kind of sentience. Individuals are theorized to be able to maintain constant fitness, mobility, senescence, aging essentially, and cognition for the majority of their natural lives, estimated at being 160 to 200 years. This does come at a cost. Their physiology is highly complex, necessitating a slow gestational and development cycle and a low birth rate. Individual aliens are non-gendered at birth. Each member of the species is born with latent male and female reproductive organs. At a certain point in their life cycle, specific conditions precipitate the development of one set of organs. Though not uncommon on Earth, sequential hermaphroditism on our planet is found only in lower order creatures such as fish, gastropods, and plants. In the case of the aliens, they appear to only become sexual towards the end of their life cycle, and once sex assignment is complete, there is no changing back. While the clicking noises we record during the acquisition of the specimen are complex enough to be a language, we do not believe auditory communication to be the primary mode of exchanging information. Instead, we have found the multi-tipped protuberance on their face and bulbs on the back of their neck to contain elaborate sensory organs that collect data from the air and pass along that data to a hyper-developed vemrio-nasal organs, similar to how snakes use their tongues. Unlike snakes, these organs also have the ability to rapidly construct and emit streams of chemical information. We found a reservoir of adapted cells and various elements and compounds in these organs, which our linguists have theorized may effectively function as an alphabet. This implies a fascinating bi-directional mechanism, something like pheromones, but via a living cell. Our researchers have dubbed these cells ferrocytes. A note from Xenobiology Division. A primary study has suggested that some of the ferrocytes may have been specifically tailored to affect humans. We strongly recommend immediate and focused research. Our autopsy suggests that the alien ferrocytes are central to their communication and possibly their influence over human subjects. Researching them should be a priority. I agree, but at the same time, I also think I need to start getting some alien technology and learning a bit more about that. So, let me see. Tech hasn't popped up anyway, so let's do a construction module, which will pave the way for later colonization. And at the same time, we shall build another station in orbit of Earth. Nope, 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 slow it down. Great, too late. I need you to build me a space dock. Solar collector, why not another space dock?
I'm here.
Does the autopsy make it easier to kill them? No, I don't think so. There are other techs that weaken their ability to conduct missions on Earth, but just doing the autopsy doesn't make it easier to kill them. Mainly because as you learn about them, they learn how to avoid you. So actually, the more Xenos you kill or capture, the harder it is to kill or capture another one. They're learning.
We must persuade the people.
Ready to go. Making our case.
Jeez, everyone's already discovered Terra again.
Where do you need me?
Where to?
I'm here. Investigating target.
At your service. Bringing them to our side.
Ready for my
Oh,
mission.
they are not defending that point right now.
We'll make our appeal.
Acknowledged.
Acknowledged. Removing our enemies.
Where to?
I'm here.
Ready to go.
Though this
Standing
is not gonna have
by
any
for
effect,
orders.
Might as well try. So learning about the Ferrosites means it's harder for them to take over your control points with their various emissions.
Consider Mansa Musa, Mali's greatest emperor and perhaps history's wealthiest man. His African kingdom spanned over 1 million square kilometers, yet he achieved this not through conquest, but by bringing about a golden age of knowledge, construction, and culture. Chancellor Li Qingzhao, addressing the UN Economic and Social Council.
With the confirmation of extraterrestrial life, not to mention the stepping up of our efforts to colonize space, international borders have become an increasingly antiquated notion. It is vital. I swear I'm not drunk. It is vital to the planet. Oh boy. It is vital that the planet as a whole, and not the most powerful nations and organization, prospers as we greet this new dawn, else millions of lives will be left behind. With that in mind, our economists and architects have drawn up a tranche of suggestions on how to raise up economically disadvantaged regions and to ensure they will benefit from the wider march of progress. New trade and travel routes, like the Suez Canal but on a grander scale, are the most important aspect of this, as it becomes increasingly necessary to generate colossal quantities of resources and technology, then carry it from shore to shore with minimal delay. There are many who hope such developments will be the final stepping stone towards a truly united Earth. Whether individual nations and factions' vested interests will preclude this fond dream remains to be seen. So essentially, you've given a couple of technologies to like connect the Strait of Gibraltar, connect, I think, the tip up the Horn of Africa with the edge of the Middle East. Let's see. There's one for the Bering Strait. So yeah, you can connect Vladivostok with Alaska. Well, the region's called Vladivostok. For my intents and purposes, I think the only tech that'd be any use for me is the one that connects Sri Lanka back with mainland India. Alright, we have the grid drive. That's good. Yeah, let's go ahead and work on ferrosites. How long will that take? Sure. Huh. So, grid drive. I don't have the other stuff I would need to actually make it useful. Also, I think this is the first time I've showed off the ship designer in this game. So I only have 3 classes of ship right now because I did end up researching interplanetary warships. I don't know if I did that on stream or not. They're all pretty small, can't do much, but let's see. Well, I want to make an outer system colony ship design. Really, you can't do that. How about inner system? Can't do that either. Alright, well there goes the auto designers. There goes the easy way of showing off what everyone does. So, you end up having different sections for different ships, and the configuration changes depending on what ship class you pick. The gunship kind of being the simplest, the Corvette being the more all-rounder. You have armor, different layers of armor. The thing about armor is you can spend a lot more resources armoring the middle of the ship than you can on the nose. Like, for example, if I made 10 here, I've added about 1,000 tons, but for one, yeah, I've added almost 1,000 just putting one on here because you're armoring more surface area. So that kind of brings positioning into focus when you're actually fighting in space. You'll probably want the most armored section facing your enemy, and that's almost always the nose. Because you can armor the sides of the ship, it just exacerbates the cost. Now, for modules, you end up having one for the nose, which is usually a weapon module. Right now we only have just a naval gun. Hull weapons, same problem. You have a chain gun, which is a lot like a Sea Whiz system, another smaller gun, and then missiles. And these are, and at the moment I've researched almost no weapon text. This is all just kind of surface-based weaponry adapted for use in space. Utility modules. This is the thing that's going to get the fullest over the course of the game, but right now all I have is heat sink. You'll always want to put at least one on your ship if you expect it to experience any combat, because in combat, well, you need something to expel heat in space. The ship is a closed system, and without anything to expel heat, everyone inside will cook. So that's what radiators are for. But in combat, the radiators are usually the most vulnerable thing, and if they blow up, well, everyone on the board the ship will cook. So the heat sink is what allows you to either temporarily survive when the radiators are just gone, or allows you to retract the radiators and not have everyone in the ship cook. Battery, general idea is that the battery collects power from the power plant, and different weapons or stuff on the ship expend that power in combat. If the battery is destroyed, the weapons eventually lose their charge and don't work. Power plant, the thing that provides power. Shocking. Now the drive. The drive is obviously what propels the ship forward, and you have, even at the start of the game, a bunch of choices. These are all the things I got after researching that chemical rocketry tech. And then I have the ion drive, the grid drive, and the Nerva drive. The Nerva drive needing the compact fission core to work. If I just put in a fuel cell, yeah, I lose out on the more advanced techs. And actually, as you advance the more advanced forms of, as you research the more advanced forms of this core, you unlock more drive tech. So, key difference between the different drives is that they have thrust and exhaust velocity. I'm not quite sure how to best explain the difference, but essentially thrust is how much force you can apply traveling. Exhaust velocity is how fast you can go when you can burn enough fuel. And different drives do it differently. So you have the Nerva drive, which, you know, is kind of middle of the road, a bit less exhaust velocity. If I put a few fuel tanks on here, you'll notice your cruise delta V is the range of your ship. It's your fuel. So the more propellant tanks I put on, the more the range extends, but also the heavier the ship gets and the more the acceleration drops off, because with every extra tank, the ship gets heavier and harder to push. And you'll see I actually put in a few Nerva for the Nerva drive ship to even get out of the red. And if the cruise delta V is red, the ship isn't even moving around in orbit of a planet it's built around. Thrust is how hard it pushes. Exhaust velocity is how much fuel it needs to push. That's a pretty good breakdown. Thank you, Terra. So, I can add more engines, which kind of increases the problem with the propellant, but you're able to put more force behind the ship, so as long as weight isn't an issue, mass, I guess, isn't an issue, putting more engines is generally a good thing, because you get more thrust out of the deal. But because the ship gets heavier, you end up putting in more propellant, etc., etc. Essentially, there comes a point where you have diminishing returns on both ends, where you've just made the ship too damn heavy to do anything good. Now here's where the grid drive comes in. So, go away. Putting in the grid drive vastly increases the delta V, but the ship is slow as hell. So, it's not it has the endurance to get places, and with enough delta V, it can take the most efficient course. But if it's ever engaged in combat, it's not going to be able to do any fancy maneuvers. So this is why the grid drive is great for colony ships, because you don't expect them to get into combat, and if they do, you kind of write them off as a loss. But for anything you want to fight the aliens with, you'll want something more like the Nerva drive. Essentially something that has a lot more thrust than exhaust velocity. And you have the ion drive, which is just a worse grid drive. The ratings are a good way to kind of get quick shorthand on how good the ship is, or how good the drive is compared to the other drives. In fact, yeah, so yeah, going for the fuel, the ones that are just chemical rockets, you get a whole lot of thrust. So these aren't terrible to use if you don't want the ship going much further than Earth. Let's see. Let's go ahead and make an example. Clear the designer. Let's make a ship that we only want to operate in the orbit of Earth to maybe just shoot down something. An alien ship, perhaps. Well, we're going to go ahead and try and give it the best kind of armor that's relatively light. Yeah, that's so... Actually isn't... It is not the boron carbide, it's the silicon carbide armor that's the lightest. And at the moment, armor doesn't do too much unless you're able to really stack it on, which you don't want because it makes the ship too heavy. It's not worth putting too much armor on these ships. They're essentially going to be disposable. I do this to make the crew feel better. But let's see. Let's try something that can dance if it gets put into combat. So I think this one. I'll just put one propellant tank to kind of get an idea of what I need. No, it's not obsolete. I'm just comparing. So this one provides a bit more power, but it requires a hell of a lot more resources, so I'm going to go for the solid core drive. Battery, might as well get the most advanced one. This one requires noble metals, which I don't have as much of, so let's get an aluminum. Water one, just so it can retract. Missiles! You want to use missiles at the start of the game, because even though the aliens do have point defense on their ships, you can overwhelm it. If I build like 4 of these and put both missile bays on these, I can Macross missile barrage one alien ship and definitely kill it. Guns and autocannons, the aliens are too nimble to hit, and the range on these suck. So missiles is where you want to go, and then there's no slots, so that doesn't matter. So at the moment, I have pretty good acceleration. You can get if you're... Yeah, so yeah, a G, I think, is familiar to most people that are familiar with flight in Earth atmosphere. This can go fast enough that I can pull 4 Gs in combat, which means it's pretty nimble if it has enough fuel. But it really jumps up the cost. Let's see. Not by a lot, though. In fact, I would say, given our current income, I wouldn't change that too much. But it requires how many propellant tanks to even get this to yellow? Yeah, see, look, that acceleration drops with the more tanks I add. Yeah, see, so I'm almost at 50 propellant tanks, and I've lost pretty much all the acceleration I was getting with adding the engines on. So let's take a few off. And see, it doesn't make that much of a difference. But if I switch this out for the Nerva drive, yep, there you go. So you lose a lot of that maneuverability, but you get the fuel you need to actually intercept stuff in orbit. So let's go ahead and call this, let's see, Project Exodus's full first-time space-borne ship. What should I call you? Go ahead and add the engines back so it has a bit more maneuverability, though I will drop off the fuel. Let's go with 35. Terra, I like where your head's at. I want to save Moses for something that's actually intended to shepherd people away from Earth. I may call the Exodus ship that. Icarus, not heading towards the sun. The water drinker, literal. How about, let's see. Lamb. Something to be shepherded. Yeah, so the game warns you, hey, this ship isn't going anywhere anytime soon. Oh, and that was my test. That was my test one. Alright, now once the spake stock is done, yeah, go ahead and reinvest. I mean, it's Sri Lanka, though, the country I've been trying to abandon. And the country that's actively tearing itself apart, but it's only 400. Go ahead and put it in.
The people will come to our side.
We
When
hold no
is
sway in
that
their minds.
Space dock gonna be done? July 1st. Okay, so another month to go.
We lost their trail.
That's about what I expected. And Russia's taking over the Baltic states. What fun. Okay, it feels like the initiative and the servants have gotten to some sort of pact here. I don't know why they're working together. If you knew what the initiative end goal was, you would realize that the servants should not be their friends. Ah, liberating mainland China. That is interesting. So that's the tech that gives Taiwan the ability to take control of most of mainland China. If they unify, it's all of it. But if they go to war, China actually ends up still retaining control of the far western regions, including Tibet, which can break away, I believe. Yeah, Tibet doesn't
We were
exist,
unable to establish control.
but it's able to break off from China if they want to. Yeah, Lhasa right here, Tibet. So if China was actually it was like in a civil war or something, you might get the news that, hey, Tibet has become an independent nation.
Our enemies are still in control.
That's frustrating. Maybe I do want to go ahead and take control of Taiwan. Ooh, the CIA. Massive cost. If I took this over, my income would be negative. That's a lot of juicy stuff. I kind of want it. Look at that. 2 investigation, 3 espionage, extra admin, plus influence and ops income. You just have to pay $400 a month. If I gave that to, say, yeah, one of these guys, they'd be able to stomach it a bit better, but... Ooh, do I dare give Vamp Planet the CIA? Alright, we'll find out on the next turn just how much of a money hit I'm taking. How the hell did we get CIA? So, if you have control of the country, you can give country-affiliated orgs to anyone, but if you don't, you can still give it to people who are from that country. So I gave it to Vamp Planet, whose hometown is in the U.S. Alright, this isn't good. The U.S. is breaking off, and they're becoming rivals with India. They might just declare war on me. Like, see, Interpol. Interpol apparently is not locked to the European Union, which is weird. So, Vamp Planet could grab it, but... Oh, sorry. Was able to meet the mic in time on that one. But already, it's a massive hit to our finances. My eyes were probably bigger than my stomach on that one. I could get an org that gives income to try and balance it out, but not a lot of these give enough. Yeah, most of them give chump change. This is the best one, and it only gives you 30. 29. I might have to put the CIA in storage, but it's good to have, at least not to, so it's not used against me. Oh, so you can give it to other people as long as one of your counselors from there? That's news to me. I thought it had to be the same agent that was from that place.
What's the op?
The op is I need money, so go start making Taiwan like me.
I will tell our story.
Ready.
You too. Actually, yeah, the problem is 0%. Which means I'm gonna have to make them like us. Well, why don't you go bomb some Xenophora?
Taking it to them.
Where to?
You two, down here. Let's go.
I will
Everybody
tell our
party
story.
in Taiwan and hope they
Standing
don't blow
by.
it up.
We'll make our appeal.
I'm here,
Yeah, you can stay in China.
making our case.
All right, let's
Public
take a look at
sentiment
the
is
solar
increasingly
system.
with us.
Yeah, doesn't look like much has changed on Earth. I mean, aside from all the wars they've done to kick people out of South America and Africa, but as for the solar system as a whole, the aliens have gotten a foothold. They've gotten 4 bases in the asteroid belt. And then they've at least got 1 base in every planetary system beyond that. As for Earth and the Moon, pretty well colonized at this point. Nobody wants Copernicus crater because it's just got a pittance of metal. The orbits of Earth are pretty well settled. Well, at least the ones in interface orbit. As for Mars, pretty well settled by me and the servants. Oh dear. Protectorate has 2. Anyone trying to snag Deimos or Phobos? The servants have grabbed Deimos. I feel like I should grab Phobos just to counter them. Yeah, this game is going to be a bit of a harder run just with the servants having control of the US. Clearly, Project Exodus's neutral stance on that is going to come back to haunt us. Alright.
We've moved the needle.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
Our case remains unheard.
And now they're at war with Portugal.
Target destroyed.
Once this gets up to full democracy, I think I'm going to change the priorities. Ah, okay, good. Our shipyard is complete. Let's take a look at it. Oh, okay. Everyone needs their
Boarding in.
assignments first. Okay, then. How difficult is it to crack down now? Unfortunately, their economy is pretty big. Let's just keep getting them to like us.
Making our case.
Reporting in.
Man, I'm losing. Oh yeah, that's right. I'm bleeding money. I need to start getting spoils out of this. Singapore might have to suffer. Yeah, trim back on that. Focus on getting spoils. Because that'll at least keep our income afloat until I either ditch the CIA or find something else to do. You... Let's see. Is anyone shifting away from us? India is, but we don't I have to put money into it. Let's do Japan.
We
then.
must persuade the people.
And they're friends with my friends. Yep, they're friends with the Indian Federation, so that's not too much of an issue. Oh, geez, that's right. I wanted to take a look at Vandenberg Station. Go! Alright, now that we have our shipyard, we can start building ships. So... This one is slightly cheaper. Okay. So let's see. 380 water. We can build 2 of that. And pretty much everything else is in abundance. So it's only the water that's holding us back. So let's go ahead and build 2 of these. I'll queue up 2 more. But yeah, that symbol there means that it's going to ask for boost from Earth. Which I'm going to turn off because I don't want to... I have a lot of it, but usually the boost is pretty expensive even when it's just asking for some water. Because it's heavy stuff to take from Earth into space. So I'm hoping I can wrap the stream up with maybe shooting down an alien Shit.
We're winning their hearts and
That
minds.
feels like a fun time.
We are winning their
But for
hearts and
that, I would
minds.
like at least 4 of these.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
So that's gonna take 180
We hold
days.
no sway in their
assuming
minds.
I get the water I need in time. Oh no! A loose packet! Ivan's Memorial Base equipment is receiving resource packets from other HABs and the solar system is broken down. This couldn't have occurred at a worse time. A resource packet is on its way to Ivan Memorial Base right now without a receiver to capture it. It will collide with the HAB and cause significant damage. Fix that receiver! They fixed the receiver! Remember, a lot of the
Mission aborted.
the resources flying around are literally flying around the solar system as the mines launch them with mass drivers. So, yeah, a loose packet of resources would be catastrophic. Go back to Taiwan.
I will try to sway the public.
Standing by for orders.
Hey, moderate success. Go for the mass media. That'll make them like me more.
Going after their people.
All right, let's do a bit
Standing
of a 1-2
by.
punch here. Wonder if, I would have to be extremely lucky for this to work, but luckily
Cracking
I have
down.
plenty of influence to burn.
Standing by.
But no ops. Go ahead and aim for mass media. So the hope is that the 20% chance, the 20% crackdown on this succeeds. That means that offend interest goes away, and this 3% probably shoots up closer to 40.
We're taking power.
Because I've had problems where I
Ready for my mission.
cracked down and then succeeded, but had to wait till next turn to purge it, and by that time another faction had shown up with a better counselor with espionage and had purged the thing before me. So it's just purging at the wrong time.
Making our case.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
Their control.
All right, okay, so that paid off.
Targets lost.
Okay, so you weren't able to purge the legislature,
Prepping
but
for
I think
next
I
mission.
have magnesium aiming for mass media anyway.
Prepping for mission.
99%, even better than I hoped. So this is almost a guaranteed purge. Knock on wood. Watch it be 99.7% failure. That's happened. And alien forces are attacking civilians in the Bogota region of Colombia, causing widespread damage. Authorities are pledging to seek conciliation with the aliens to prevent further attacks. So this is the aliens stepping up their game. It's them directly affecting public opinion by just attacking and killing people. You'll notice that these aliens in the picture here, it's kind of small, I imagine, if you're watching this on a phone or something, but these do not look like the alien we killed. That's important to note for later. But it also does mean that this agent right here is an alien. So we can pivot over
Our
to trying to
people
kill
have
him.
taken control.
All right. We're taking control of Taiwan. Goody goody. So, what do we want to do with Taiwan when it comes to priorities? I'm thinking I want a fully democratic, economically viable country. I don't need you spending anything on military, but the Protectorate's going to ignore that. I would like to not spoil you, though I may have to. How much mission control do you have? Let's go ahead and keep you focusing on building up mission control. So, it's pie in the sky dreams, but if I could take full control of Taiwan, get the Liberate Mainland China tech, and somehow take control of China without them spending 3 nukes to kill me, that would give me control of another billion people that I could manipulate in such a way that I manipulated India to churn out research. Because the thing is, if it's unified without war, then the democracy and Miltech scores are merged. So Taiwan's full democracy would be merged with China's totalitarian, and you might end up with like a flawed democracy, which would really boost this research income. If I declared war, it would just be Taiwan's democracy value, which would be better, but I'd have to deal with 2 breakaway regions annoying the crap out of me. I did that last game by playing as the United States and having control of China's executive, so they didn't use their nukes, so I just conquered them. This time will be harder. Ceding territory is also valid, but the problem is I would need to take control of China, which has been the problem from the get-go. Alright, stabilize? There's nothing that's really that unstable. Just keep pumping, or rather, we could go ahead and move on to the next... No, that's right. We wanted to focus on this guy now, because increased unrest, so magnesium can't go there. Terra.
Where to?
You're not afraid of Columbia on fire. You go check it out.
Eyes on target.
Damn planet, you too.
Where do you need me?
At your service. Initiating surveillance.
Reporting in.
You try to purge the legislature.
Targeting the opposition.
Is anyone else able to
Ready
crack
for
down?
orders.
No.
Reporting in.
No, those are
Ready.
pretty low. I don't- sure. Alright, construction module is done. So that's the tech that will start letting me build bases without having to launch them from Earth. So that's a very, very good thing. That's how I get my colony ships. Alright, there's a lot of social stuff here I don't want to research. Let's go with... Oh, magazine probably would have been good to put on the escort ships. They could fire more missiles that way. Too late to fix our current design, so let's see if we can get that done.
Person of interest surveilled.
Oh, they went to Panama now.
We've found nothing of note.
The people will come to our side.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
Servants are just wiping the floor with the anti-alien factions.
Are in control
All
now.
right, that man, good job, Magnesium, making up for not killing that alien sooner by handing over Taiwan. All right, now that they only have control of the executive, I think this will be a bit easier.
Ready for my mission.
Yeah, 2% just for them not having full control.
Terminating the
I
opposition.
would.
Where do you need me?
Ready
You
for
come
orders.
back over here and make this a more done deal.
Cracking down.
Terra, you keep following
Where
around
do
that
you need
alien.
me?
Too much.
Investigating target.
Sri Lanka is once again falling back. Oh, even the servants don't want Sri Lanka. They took the academy spot and then ditched it. Sorry, Sri Lanka, I just don't want the CP cost right now. When I have Greater India, I'll unite. Oh, there we go. I don't know if this has happened in game yet, but this is what happens when xenoforming goes out of control. You get a big, giant alien. A massive grouping of alien and Earth megafauna is rampaging across the Conakry region of Upper Guinea, killing civilians and just damaging infrastructure. Only a military intervention can stop it. So, we have kaiju now. Kaiju rampaging through servant territory. I love the irony. So, it is essentially a very powerful army. It has a militech value of 6. The highest militech value on Earth right now, I'm pretty sure, is the United States, 4.8. So this is why you kind of want to crush. Not only do you want to crush Xenohorn when you find it, because you don't want the aliens to get a foothold. If you leave it to fester, it becomes kaiju. Fortunately, that does not affect me
Then
at
they
the
can
slightest
clean
right now.
or cook or restock supplies. If they're eating my food, sleeping in my beds, and using my latrines, they'll damn well have to work for it.
Biotechnology.
Soren van Wyk during labor negotiations regarding diamond miners' families.
Lovely. Biotechnology involves the modification and implementation of living organisms in the name of improving the human experience. Though the terminology is relatively new, the field itself has existed for as long as humans have relied upon agriculture and animal domestication. The earliest forms of biotechnology include crossbreeding and artificial selection, and has since come to encompass medicine, textiles, and fuel. Modern biotech makes changes on a cellular or even molecular level, but with the same key intent, improving upon Mother Nature and bending her further to humanity's will. In the face of challenges and opportunities posed by alien arrival, we must push the boundaries of biotech further than ever before. Our latest breakthroughs enable us to create and refine new forms of life intended to meet humanity's ever-growing need for food and fuel, to fight disease and ease suffering, and to restore our planet's health. Naturally, potential applications for biological warfare are also a consideration. If we were playing humanity first, it would play a massive consideration. Alright. Go ahead. Cybernetics would be good, but that requires money, which I don't have. Great nations? Ugh. Maybe later. Where is wait a minute. Space agriculture isn't available yet. What else do I need to grab it? No, space research. Well, thank goodness that's on the tree. Let's go with that then.
Person of interest surveilled.
We've moved the needle.
We've moved the needle.
We've neutralized their key people.
Alright, so that's Taiwan for us. I'm sure a very pissed off protectorate. Oh, nope, still in conflict. I expected that to take over to war. Maybe it will after we purge them. Alright, how much longer until you get to that vaunted 8.0? A little bit longer. At least 3 more months. Might want to start pushing the gas on the economy more. How's that kaiju doing? Well, now it's in
We've removed some
Senegambia, and
threats.
that's not going well for them.
Prepping for next
We have
mission.
control of Taiwan, which means we'll have control of another army soon, too. The United States might actually drop their alliance. Yep. Well, Vietnam did. But that was the protectorate state. Let's go ahead and make sure. Oh yeah, no, they lost the US already, so China is definitely going to try and pounce on them. Let's go ahead and ally ourselves with a couple of countries. I mean, Singapore's going to be able to help much, so let's just do that. Why is India interested in keeping Pacific states secure? Who knows? I just said so.
Standing by.
Alright, so you obviously, yeah, you know what rest. You have a little. Go ahead and
We'll turn down the heat.
stabilize things here.
Standing by for orders.
You... Actually, now that magnesium's... Oh, but you're back in Colombia. So magnesium can't go in. So just keep following.
Tracking target.
Ready for orders.
Oh, yeah, definitely keep the alien
We're
Xenophora
going
from
in.
growing up here. How's our ship production doing? Better. Let's go ahead and see if we can't upgrade you. It's at spot's already empty. Put that in there. Call it the Lamb 2. The Lamb Chop. I changed my mind. We'll support it with boosts because I really want those ships to be built on time. In fact, when's the next alien fleet arriving on Earth? We got one coming in May of next year. We've got 2 already in orbit, but they're damaged. We're not quite sure what that means. Well, 2 are here, and 1 more is coming, so there will not be a shortage of targets. Equisfer, thank you for the 33-month resub. I hope to keep you company while you do your homework and because you make bad choices. We all make bad choices.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
What is one bad choice
hold
you made
no
today?
sway in their minds.
I'll start. I went
Things
by
are
Sonic
cooling off.
again and got a massive soda. I regret that.
Their defense was too strong.
Really? You were destroying plants. Yeah, I know that one's there. It keeps going to high unrest country, so I can't kill it. Alright, any new orgs I might want? The Kimura. I'll go ahead and give you some admin and some persuasion. Give you some admin too. Guess what? You're getting admin. And you're getting 2 big doses of admin. You are also getting admin because I'm not wasting time with organizations that give you administration. Those just take up slots. However, I could get something that gives you a lot of money. That's not too bad. That might be better. It doesn't give us much money, but it makes our minds more efficient. Oh, this one gives admin and some money. That's pretty good. Give it to Terra. You can take Interpol. Wait, did we lose track of the alien? Oh, you just can't kill it because it's not accessible. Yeah, I know.
What's the op? We'll see what they're up to.
Standing by for order.
Find out who's poking around India.
Surveilling target.
Ready to go.
Standing by. We'll make our appeal.
Your orders? We'll recon the site.
Protecting our interests.
I have new information.
Ah, a servant was in the neighborhood.
We've got some intel on our target.
Is he still in high
People
unrest
will come to
country?
our side.
No. Well, Bolivia, which is better, but not good. Everyone's still fighting New Zealand. I'm surprised the Americans didn't already take it over. What are the servants doing?
Recon complete.
I'm not nuking my own country to kill one guy. Endgame, you're vastly overestimating how many nukes I have at my disposal. I need to save those. You'll see why later. But the nukes will be useful. In fact, hold on. I might be able to tease what's happening next. Not that. That's a larger spoiler. Okay, they haven't built any yet, but you'll see why I need those nukes.
Ready to go. Surveilling target.
At your
Need to make
service.
nukes to destroy hurricanes. You're not wrong. I don't want to piss off the resistance. Yeah, no, if they know it's me, then they'll get mad. I need to keep as many factions happy with me as possible, and the servants and protector are already pissed. Speaking of, where did that servant one go? Yeah, investigate him a bit
We'll
more.
see what they're up to.
Where to? Offering support.
Where do you need me? Making our case.
Where to? We'll restore peace to this nation.
Hey, we launched the first human warship and got 200 influence out the deal. Honestly, I have too much as it is. We may now defend our interest against those forces who would oppose us in the high ground of space. Take that, Obi-Wan Kenobi! I would offer to have you guys name those ships, but I do not expect them to live past this stream, so I will save us the time. When we build something I think will last, I will offer up it to be named. But for the moment, I will
Offering assistance.
go ahead and call this. Let's call this Exodus. Exodus. Oh, I guess we can take a look at them. You already looked at them in the design screen, but now here's what they look like when fully built. Ignore the station glitching right into the Earth. That's a bit of shorthand. I wish I could zoom in closer. Really, you can only get the best view if you do either this or you get in combat. And I can't tilt the ship any other way. I can only rotate it. So these are where the missiles come out. Speaking of, how much... Oh, wow. It cost me all of my boost to get these ships built. Good thing I have a lot of it. Liberating mainland China is definitely on the docket, but I do not have what I need to take it over, even if I had the tech, so it's not high on the priority list. It's just on it.
Mission cancelled.
Well, that's disappointing. The counselor hid.
Person of interest, surveil.
Is he still in a high unrest country? Argentina isn't at a 6. But if he goes to any other country in South America, except for Chile and Brazil, well, he might go to Brazil to start stealing points from the resistance.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
Things are stabilizing.
Peruvian Confederation. So Peru can make a larger country. Good for them. And the Baltic states are now part of Russia, which will inevitably rename itself to be the Eurasian Union. We're just waiting for that to happen on paper. And has 5 armies. That's terrible. Alright,
Your orders.
the problem is if the alien moves into another country, the mission automatically fails, but I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit.
Tracking target.
Because I'm pretty sure this
Where
is the
do you
only
need
other alien on Earth right now, and I'd rather kill it when I have
What's
a
the
chance.
op?
Because clearly
At your
leaving it to
service.
go amok has led to problems. Alright, protect magnesium.
I'll keep them safe.
Is there anything I can
Ready
do
for
to
your
make
orders.
magnesium's
Ready.
chances higher? I should have put more points into your espionage. That's on me. I could get you this, but it's just a +1. I think that's really worth it. We'll just go for the long odds.
Ready for my mission.
We still have so much public support in China. It hurts that I can't get one
I will try
freaking
to sway
CP
the
in it.
public.
Defending the VIP.
Missed the target.
Oh boy.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
Oh, that's actually good. Take that. Increase the CP cap. Oh, we're about to get the Ferrocite tech.
Things are cooling off.
And by just about, I mean...
We are winning their hearts and minds.
now. What a pheromone is where a pheromone is a chemical that can influence the recipient's behavior, our investigation of the so-called ferrocite reveals that it is an actual living cell. The distinction is that a pheromone's effect wears off relatively quickly, whereas ferrocites are capable of reproducing in the recipient's body, thereby extending the effect for significantly longer. When cross-referencing fMRI scans with electroencephalographic data. Say that 5 times fast. Can't even say it once. We find that an awake subject's brain exhibits an abnormally high level of theta waves. Oh god, they're thetans again. These are normally only present during REM sleep or deep hypnosis, and when as copious as seen in a ferrocite-affected subject, will make them seem unusually suggestible. The alien ferrocites are a fascinating evolutionary phenomenon, totally unlike anything that has developed on Earth. They are cells that not only contain a vast amount of chemical information, but also function as an adaptive factory capable of producing advanced biological compounds, which introduced into the system of a non-Hydra will make their way to the supramarginal gyrus in the prenatal lobe. Prenatal lobe. Then take up residence within the violence sheath, where they regulate impulse conductivity. From there, they exercise a strong and immediate influence over the subject's empathy, attachments, and drives. This influence persists until the ferrocite dies off, which can take days, if not weeks. While this is not mind control, as popular fiction would understand it, the effect is similar. Although the breakthrough is of course good news, it is nonetheless worrying. The alien ability to exercise control is far more advanced than we have suspected. Preventing ferrocite exposure is relatively straightforward. Basic filtration system will suffice, but without extensive research, we will have no means of countering the ferrocites except time. Now that we properly understand the methods by which aliens control their human subjects, we should be able to build a basic containment facility to house a live alien. Such an opportunity arise. Blech. Don't know why we're focusing this much on understanding the aliens when we're just trying to leave. Alright, got like 2 months left on the other ships. Probably won't be able to do it before 9 o'clock, but we'll run just a little bit later. See if we can't do this.
I am humbled to have been chosen for this once-in-a-lifetime experience. The things they can do up here are simply incredible. Their studies on the long-term effects of microgravity are fascinating, while the strides being made in combustion could revolutionize energy production back on Earth. Chancellor Li Qingdao comments while visiting the International Space Station.
Dating back to the early space research efforts on board the International Space Station in the late 20th century, advances in biology, physics, and chemistry have expanded the human understanding of concepts otherwise impossible to explore under normal terrestrial conditions, as space travel and longer-term space habitation becomes more commonplace. We can study and ultimately respond to a myriad effects of microgravity on the human body, improve methods of growing food and generating oxygen, and even experiment with new power sources. Initially, this will involve the expansion of our orbital space stations, but as further breakthroughs are made, we'll be able to move ever further away from Earth's embrace. Ta-da!
I'm here. Taking them down.
If this one fails, I'm gonna have to give up again, because I just don't have enough ops to guarantee any sort of success.
On guard.
They got away.
Yeah, I figured.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
Order is returning.
Public opinion remains unmoved.
Boo! Boo, Bob. Fine, this one will live again. Maybe I'll arrest it when I have the detention ability, because it is easier to detain them than it is to kill them, because the mission difficulty isn't as high. I'm just annoyed.
We'll restore peace to this nation.
I'm here. I will tell our story.
Reporting in. Securing our control.
Just
Protecting
40 days
our
to go.
interests.
I was saying boo Bob,
Public
yes.
sentiment is
Boo
increasingly
Bob,
with us.
everybody.
Violence
Bob
is abating.
boo.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
The situation remains chaotic.
Spaceport in Singapore is going well, at least.
Making things safe for our people.
At your service.
Acknowledged.
Ugh, why do I even still have Mongolia?
Restoring order.
Fat lot of good it does me in taking over China.
Securing our interests.
The people will come to our side.
The people will come to our side.
Order is returning.
We were unable to increase security.
European Union continues to grow, but under the wrong kind of people. Wait, what did I pick cybernetics? I think someone else won that race and then chose for me.
Protecting our interests.
Your orders? Securing our control.
What's the op? We must persuade the people.
Oh, jeez. India's starting to lose hope in leaving. They just want to succumb to our alien overlords. That's not good.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
Things are stabilizing.
Our cause is unjustified to them.
4 more days. Grand Columbia. 1 more day. Hey, first asteroid base. So much stuff is happening. This is gonna take forever. Yeah, do that instead. Is that ship still just like 1 day away? Okay, it's almost done, pretty much. Just gotta give you guys something to do. Why don't you advise?
I will help.
Make our good countries gooder.
What's the op?
You also need some public campaigning down here.
I will try to sway the public.
Acknowledged. We'll make our appeal.
Well, hopefully what we're about to do next will really sap that appeal away from the servants. Build up the Exodus Green Fleet. Alright, now let's go hunting. Is there any difference between the Victor 6 and Victor 12? Victor 13, let's see. One is surveillance, the other one is interdictor. So this one has a lot of armor. This one has less armor on its sides. So despite the fact that this one has higher military value, I'm actually going to go for Victor 13. Now the good news is, because of the massive discrepancy in military power, the ship should not run. And if they run, it's going to get away because I only have 10 KPS when they have hundreds. So, whoops, I forgot. It's still fast. Make it loose formation. Archers dispersed. A line is fine. Engage. Start battle. Alright, so your target is him. Retract your radiators, as if it matters. So, if you remember the time where I played the demo, these arrows in front of the ships are their course trajectory, and you are able to adjust it depending on how much KPS the ship has available. And you can adjust it on a 3D axis, but you have to press keys to do it. Yeah, it's like you have that, hold on, you have that for a 3D axis, and then you have that for a turn. They're not the best controls. I hope the functionality gets improved as early access goes on, but it is possible to make these things dance if you want to. I can't, so I usually just do this. And let the AI do what little it can. Scratch 1. So here's the reason why you want to build a number of ships. Not just because you need this kind of missile spam, and also this is the difference between a ship without a magazine and a ship with one, but also because the battle ends when all of the ships are destroyed. So if you have the battle last long enough, hopefully you'll have a ship left over. Let's focus on crashing wave here to see what he can do against all these missiles. Oh no! Oh no, he's dancing! He's dancing! He's dodging them! That's not good. Oh. They just need to course correct ever so slightly. Oh no! Okay, good. Some of them are hitting. He can't dodge them. Okay. The ones that are just flying through him are kind of bullshit. This is kind of bullshit. Okay, that's a bit annoying. And now they're all dead. Okay. That was some bullshit. I want to try this again. Because like half of that barrage just flew right through the model. I get the nimble ship able to dodge it, but that was ridiculous. And the OBS does not like it when the game loads. Your stream is not dead. The game has just decided to stop displaying on OBS. My apologies. There we go, it's back. I'm not even touching the computer. Is there a faction that gets anything for looting and reverse engineering alien tech? Oh, actually they all do. Aside from the servants, which have a more diplomatic means of interacting with the aliens, if you win a space battle, you can loot a lot of stuff, including advanced tech. Well, not exactly, but it's similar. Let's actually, if I do a convoy, not all of them will be able to fire at once, but I think that's a good thing, because then it won't be able to dodge the entire barrage with one go. Although this staggered line isn't exactly inspiring. It's gonna bank, guys. Don't follow it that closely. There goes one ship. There go two ships. I don't even know what happened to the other one. Oh, it did it again! Wow. That's annoying. I guess they really upscale its ability to dodge the missiles. Okay, I'm gonna give it one more try. If it does it 3 times, then clearly I'm just not well equipped. I used to be able to have this exact setup and destroy one of the ships. But the game's in early access, so they can constantly retool how the aliens respond. I wish the loading didn't take so long, though. Maybe a staggered line is a better one. I just don't want them all to fire at once, because that's when it's able to pull off that kind of maneuver and dodge almost the entire thing. Is this one especially agile? It has more Delta V, but the problem is they all have enough to do stuff like that. They all have at least 100 Delta V when they show up in Earth orbit, which means they can pull off a lot of stuff without expending too much fuel. So if this one can do it, then all the ones in Earth orbit can do it. Alright, let's try... I'm not sure what all of these do, but let's try staggered. Okay, that's the same setup as convoy. That's some bullshit. Yeah, this didn't change anything. Whatever. Hold on. What I'm gonna do instead is actually manually turn them off. That way not all of them fire at once. Okay. So that's still your target. Retract. Go. And the ones that do have their weapons on, I'll auto. Are you firing your missiles? Oh, yes, you are. You're just doing it weirdly. Okay. I definitely don't want a ship to blow up before it fires its load. So now you fire. Oh shit, there goes the shot. that's going to hit before you even fire a single shot. Yep, and there you go. Let's see if this goes any better. I doubt it. There's another. Here comes the PD. Oh, okay, there we go. Alright, well, glad to see a staggered fire pulled it off. Did I save scum? I did. Feel free to judge me harshly. But I told you I'd want to end the stream on an alien kill, and I delivered, damn it. Although we have been able to some extent, study alien technology before now, to have access to one of their craft is entirely a godsend to science. This is how they access our skies. This is how they travel within the solar system. This is what we must learn from, and perhaps even emulate, if we are to truly do the same ourselves. Even a preliminary appraisal of the retrieved vessel has revealed a sizable quantity of materials that defy easy categorization, something that is not only countless steps beyond our own technology, but profoundly different from it. Something, perhaps, that would not even exist in our solar system had these beings not brought it here. If we can understand it, the potential is beyond words. We have retrieved a veritable treasure trove of extraterrestrial technology, a raft of inscrutable machines whose even basic function currently eludes us, metals whose very structure is wildly unfamiliar, yet even screws and bolts with almost preposterous tensile strength. To call this a mother lode would be an understatement of the millennium. We have so much to learn from every last fragment of this haul, for it surely represents the technological apex of a species that has somehow found a way to travel from a far distant world to ours. Success! Even damaged and incomplete, the pieces of alien tech we have managed to recover from the battlefield have proven a treasure trove, opening up dozens of avenues of research. Naturally, their spaceflight technology is our primary goal, but the insights we are gaining into alien chemistry and material science are equally exciting. Our research teams are going to be busy for years. Research in alien technology continues. Our science and engineering teams continue to hope that they may soon be able to reverse engineer some of the alien designs. Ooh, what's this little icon here? I don't know. We have successfully retrieved the body of one of the creatures we have nicknamed Griffins. A preliminary assessment affirms they are an entirely different species to the aliens first encountered on Earth, as different from them as we humans are from, say, a dragonfly. Indeed, so thin and hollow are the aliens' bones that it seems unlikely that it even originated from the same planet as the other aliens. Most probably it hails from a lower gravity environment, which would also explain how rarely this particular species have been sighted on Earth. While the bone structure arguably invites some comparison to alien life for our own world, hence the designation Griffin, the similarities end there. This creature is in every sense of the word alien. And we have more influence because we proved that they were not invulnerable. Good work, Exodus Green. Some of you survived. That means you get ship names, but that will have to be saved for another time, as I'm already way past the mark. Yeah. Let the text roll in. I'll let this take over to the next turn.
Offering assistance.
Maybe I gave it too much time. Yep, we got the alien technology.
We've all gaped in awe at those images of the Earth as seen from space. Beautiful, divine. But if you saw that same sight every time you looked out the window, wouldn't you grow to hate it? Director Khalid Al-Ashqar. Guest appearance on the Thinking Bigger podcast.
With the rudiments of long-term space existence now established, it is time to raise the stakes. More personnel, more improvements to their quality of life, and far more reliability and autonomy, from reducing the need for shipments from Earth. Even if we settle on over the worlds, permanent waypoints in space between them are a necessity if we are to efficiently transport craft, resources, and people between these worlds, and oversee the many trade routes that spawn from such expansion. It is a size that we must now address. Each resident requires a minimum volume of 17 cubic meters of personal space if they are to remain sane for more than a few months. But for orbital existence to become long-term, larger scale prospect, we must now significantly exceed this baseline. Larger habs and more personnel are also mean more of everything else, of course. More oxygen, more food, more medical supplies, clustered and expendable microgravity modules linked by aerial floataways have been deemed the most practical approach for now, but once we move from scores of trained personnel to thousands of civilians, we will need not only larger habitats, but also a means of entertaining gravity. So that's how we get our Tier 2 colonies. And I think, I just said I'd let it take over, but I've changed my mind. The game will let me hit the X. Hello? Nope, don't. Don't load. That would be a mistake. Let's save. Alright, folks. That is going to be it from me. Thank you all for joining me. I will be back tomorrow with Digimon Survive, but until then, I think Nick has started up a playthrough of God of War Ragnarok. Or maybe he did earlier. I don't know. I'm not his mom! So I'll go ahead and send you guys over to him. Until tomorrow, guys. Hope you have a good night. Hope you stay safe and sane. I'll try. And I'll see you later. Bye-bye.